Welcome to the Friends of NPACE podcast, brought to you by Haleon. As a leading global consumer healthcare company, Haleon is dedicated to delivering better everyday health with humanity. Known for trusted brands like Advil, Excedrin, and Voltaren, Haleon leverages science, innovation, and human understanding. Haleon is proud to collaborate with NPACE to educate healthcare professionals about our pain portfolio and the latest healthcare information. For more information, visit www.haleonhealthpartners.com. Hello and welcome to the Friends of NPACE podcast. It's great to be back hosting the podcast with our executive director, Terri Schmitt. And today we're going to be talking all things NPACE and what we have going on throughout the course of 2026. We love coming on to do these episodes and really hype up all of the continuing education conferences that we have, both virtually and in person. And we're going to really run through each of them and give the audience a sense of what they can expect at all the conferences. So, Terri, it's great to be joined by you today. How's it going? Great to see you.
It's good to be back. We haven't podcasted together in a while, have we?
No, it's been a few episodes for sure, but you're crushing it. If folks haven't tuned in to the APP Entrepreneurship Series and the student series that we have, that's coming out over the course of months that have just happened and months that will be coming soon. Those are two fantastic series that Terri's been working on, and be sure to tune into those. I also want to shout out, if you aren't subscribed to us on all the podcast platforms, please do that. It really helps us immensely in being able to expand the podcast. Tell your friends, tell your family to tune in. And this is really meant for providers as well as patients and the general public. I think there's some little nuggets of information that folks can get no matter what. And it's also mobile. Throw us on in the car when you're working out, whatever works best for you. And that's what we love about the podcast. Terri, let's get started. We're going to Nashville, but I don't think this will be out by the time by the time the Nashville conference starts. But if you've been with us in Nashville, thanks for being with us there. But let's get started with the March virtual conference. This is a very exciting event because it's all things imaging for advanced practice providers and lots of different things going on. We're talking x-rays, CT scans, ultrasounds, MRIs. Terri, give us a little bit of what folks can expect, some of the fantastic speakers that we're working with, and we also have some great partners that will be with us as well.
Yeah, no, it's a unique event. We've never done this before. One, it's a virtual, and two, it's all one topic. But when the education department and I were sitting down, one of the things I struggle with as a clinician is knowing how to properly order a test, how many views. If a patient brings me a file, what am I looking at? And just school goes by so fast, and we just need to brush up on some of those skills. So that's what this is. It is all things radiology. We're going to talk about the head, which would be brain, the chest, which is x-rays and CT scans, the abdomen, and then extremities for MRI and soft tissue. So we'll even talk about bone fractures and reading plain films. It's just going to be really good. We have amazing speakers in our own. Lisa Mathis is even going to talk about the CT scan of the chest and x-rays, which is fantastic. But you have great partners here. I just would encourage anyone who really needs to brush up on radiology to join us, because you can do it from anywhere. And I'm so excited.
It's extremely exciting. I'm seeing to myself head, shoulders, knees, and toes in my head right now as we're talking about it. But that's really it. We're really going to be covering the entire body and all of the sort of imaging that goes along with that. As Terri mentioned, more and more folks are getting x-rays and MRIs and all different sorts of scans for different medical things that they have going on. So over the course of those 2 days, you're going to be able to get, as she said, the brush up on all that. I know that you've been able to find some patients of yours that have submitted some bones and imaging to review. So that's
we're gonna have some good pictures. Yep, one of our speakers even sent pictures that we can use. I love a good picture to see if I can figure out what's going on.
Excellent. Go ahead.
They all have a theme this year too. I'm gonna get my water, audience. So I can see clearly now. So every time I hear that, I sing this song in my head, but I won't sing it to the audience. All of our conferences have a theme. So
That's one of the best things. We're really excited for this event, and as Terry mentioned, real case studies, case scenarios that
mhm.
we're going to be able to dive into. We have Chris Hemmer, as you mentioned. We also have Michael Sharma, who's a new physician associate that we're working with. We're really excited for him to be with us. And as Terry mentioned, there are a few additional programs that are taking place in conjunction with this event. We have our fantastic partners at Astellas, Exact Sciences, and Novo Nordisk. So there will be a few primary care nuggets that will be sprinkled in there with some of their products across their therapeutic areas. And also, I do want to call out that we will have the NP Healthcare Foundation with us. They'll be doing a 2 hours REMS pain management training at this conference as well. So that will be included in this. That goes towards your DEA MATE Act requirement as well. So you're able to add those to fulfill those needs. So anything else, Terry, from the March virtual conference that you want to touch on? Otherwise, we can shift to another exciting event that's happening in your own backyard.
Nope, we can move on. It's just going to be great. Join us in March. So, yeah, in May, we're going to be in Delray Beach. And people are like, where is that? It is a place you should be. It is one of the most charming beach towns in South Florida. It's about 20 minutes from the Palm Beach County Airport and about 35, 40 minutes from the Fort Lauderdale Airport. It is a hidden gem, and most of the town is entirely walkable. And it's May is just a beautiful time to be here. It's the Opal Grand, and so it's just right there, perched right by the water, and it's just gorgeous. You're just going to feel like you're so pampered while you're there. So enough about. I love Delray Beach, Atlantic Avenue, all the restaurants, all the things to do. There's science museums, there's a pinball arcade for grown-ups, there's live music everywhere. So I could go on and on. But the thing that's so exciting about this conference, and yes, everyone come visit me, come to Palm Beach County, is we have Dr. Wendy Wright doing our keynote. And if you had never heard her give a keynote, you're missing out. It'll be one of the most inspirational talks of your career. She's just absolutely fantastic. So we're lucky to have her with us, and all kinds of great topics. We're going to have Dr. Justin Dubin, who's in South Florida, and he's a fantastic urologist. He is an influencer, real big APP supporter, and he's going to be doing a couple talks on men's health. We have a lot of respiratory at this and pharmacology. So it's a 3-day pharm conference. Come get your farm credit. I'm going to be talking about diabetes guideline updates. So I guess you can hear me talk. You got to stay to the bitter end to hear that, though. But if you're going to pick any of our conferences and you haven't been to Delray Beach, I really encourage you to come. And Josh, we have one of our partners that's bringing some really great education here on the first day. Is that MLI?
Yeah, you got it. So Med Learning Institute, better known as MLI, will be with us at this event, and they're providing a few programs on the updates in basal insulin and what's going on with that. We know all the changes that have across diabetes and endocrinology, and how you can consume your insulin, if you will. We also have them doing an Alzheimer's updates as well as sleep apnea. So a few great programs that they'll be with us on the first day for. We're really excited to partner with MLI once again here in 2026. You mentioned the Opal Grand as well, Terry, and I just want to point out that this is one of the most beautiful places that I think I've been at NPACE for almost 10 years, and it looks like it's going to be up there as one of the most fantastic resorts. It has all the accolades, the 4 diamonds, the 5 stars, everything that you're looking for, right on the beach, multiple pools, spa, everything that you're looking for to really, as Terry said, have that pampered, elevated experience. And that's really what we're hoping that we're providing you at an NPACE conferences. Obviously, to come and engage in all the programming and the fantastic speakers that we have, but when the conferences isn't going on, opportunities to really enjoy the area that we're going to. And I'm sure Terry will be able to tell you the best restaurants to go to, the best places to be able to go and do all those sorts of things. So she'll be on site with us. I also, is there anything else in terms of Delray Beach that we want to touch on? Go ahead.
Yes, there's secrets for the audience. Number one, we now have flight discounts. So Delta and United, if you're looking at airline prices going, oh my gosh, we have a code, so visit our page. And also you mentioned the restaurants. We have a whole page at the event of things to do. So this is a place you bring your friend and you guys get a room, that person you went to graduate school with that you haven't seen forever, and you both need CE, and you come to this conference and you plan like all of your dinners, and you get a discount on coming to the event. I think we have a spa discount here too. Their spa is gorgeous. Just saying. All right,
And I
those are
think
all the things. I think I'm
no,
done
and I
talking
think
about
the
Delray Beach.
last thing with discounts is we also want to remind folks that if you stay 3 nights or more at the event hotel, you can save $100 on your conference registration fees. So it's as easy as booking your room, registering for the conference, letting us know your confirmation number, and you'll save $100 on registration fees. The other thing I want to call out is because we go to such nice places, Terry. Sometimes folks like to
Mhm.
skedaddle off and enjoy the local area, which is okay. And the
Mhm.
reason it's okay is because we have our fantastic production partners at CCR Solutions recording everything for us at the conference. So 90 days of access to all the content that's going on at the conference is available to all attendees. So if you miss something, or you have that flight where you need to get out on the last day to make it back home, uh, all of the content is available to you. It takes us about a week after the event to get everything loaded into the system, but we'll send an email to everyone that attends, and then you have the access, and you'll be able to directly download your transcript and certificate at the end of the event. As Terry mentioned, this is a pharmacology event, so you'll be able to earn several pharmacology credits.
Yep.
Terry, I think it's time to turn our attention to our other fantastic beach
Okay.
location this year as well, though, and
Yes.
that one's in my backyard, up here in Massachusetts in Cape Cod, back to the Seacrest, which is a tried and true location for NPACE. I think we've been going there as long as I've been at the organization, and I want to say it's been a 15-20 year partnership with them, and always a great time to be right on Old Silver Beach. This is our biggest event of the year. This is where we're doing primary care, acute care, and our pharmacology to kick off the first 2 days. So Terry, let's dive into the schedule, what's going on, what registration options are available for folks, and
Sure.
give everybody the nitty gritty.
I am super excited about this event. It's our only 4-day event on the calendar. I want to start by shouting out the person that's doing our keynote. Dr. Stephen Ferreira, who was the past president of AANP, is a specialist in artificial intelligence, and he's going to be keynoting this event. It's absolutely fantastic. The topics here are phenomenal, all over the place. We have a lot of farm credit here, so you can come here and get that as well. We're going to talk about hypertension because there was actually a hypertension guidelines update in the last year, chronic kidney disease, sleep disorders, and wellness. We have wellness at this event, and yoga with Janice Freeman, who is a family nurse practitioner. If you've ever sat through any of her yoga or any of her relaxation, it's just heavenly. Um, we are also talking about chronic pain. Brett Snodgrass, who's phenomenal, will be here. The physician associate Jen Carlquist, who is a superstar at teaching all things cardiac, will be in the acute care track and the primary care. One of our favorites, Dr. Gary Graff. He's a nurse practitioner, and he's from Kansas, but he knows all things diabetes and endocrine. He's going to talk lipids and CGM management. Kim Zuber, who's also a physician associate. If you've never heard Kim Zuber talk, she is so great, and she does a lot of renal topics, electrolytes, so she'll be in the acute care room. So the way this goes is this is a 4-day event. We have 2-day tickets. You can come for just 2 days of pharmacology updates, 2 days of primary care, or 2 days of the acute care. Primary care and acute care run on the same days in 2 different rooms. So if you want to come to just the acute care and farm, you can do that. So you can buy a 4-day ticket for the acute care track, or a 4-day ticket for farm and primary care, or this is the one event a year. You can get a super pass and ride all the rides. And what that means is there's a seat for you in every room, and you can get credit, and you can come back for 90 days, just like Josh said, because we record everything and re-listen. So if you want to be in both rooms at the same time and you cannot clone yourself, which is probably a good thing. Then go home. When we reload, you can listen to what's happening in the other room. And one thing I have to say, Cape Cod is just beautiful. If you've never been, there's lots of great things here. The Cape Cod Winery, there's excellent food in downtown Falmouth. Josh, you can talk more about that, but you can also go just over to Woods Hole, it's about 20 minutes away, and catch the ferry and spend a day trip in Martha's Vineyard, which everyone should probably do. The other thing I'll say about all of our conferences, because I forgot to say this in Delray, is we actually feed you breakfast and lunch, and it's not those boxes with sandwiches and chips and apples. So we really like to make sure we have plenty of food, plenty of coffee, because all of my fellow clinicians deserve it. I know what you're working in out there because I'm working in it too. So Cape Cod is a great place to get all of your CE you need for the year and enjoy the beautiful weather and be fed well. Is there anything you want to add to that, Josh? We've got some good partners coming.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Cape Cod is always a very full exhibit hall for us. We'll have over 40 companies that will be displaying, and that will be the first 2 days of the event. So even if you're coming in on those last 2 days, I do recommend trying to get there on the day beforehand and still having a chance to interact with our exhibitors. Terri just mentioned food. We do beautiful food spreads at all of our events for breakfast and lunch. But one other exciting opportunity at this event is several of our partners are going to be hosting local offsite dinner programs. Those are limited registration, but they're open to the entire conference audience. So we'll be sending out some emails with more information. There's going to be one dinner pretty much each evening of the event, starting on Sunday, actually. So even before the event, and pretty much through the entire week, there'll be a dinner. So more information to come on that. But those are all within a 5 to 15-minute drive from the Seacrest, and opportunities to learn more about their products. And they go to fantastic restaurants in the area. So you could attend this event and pretty much have all of your meals covered throughout the course of it.
Wait, can I ask a couple of questions? Just like, because sometimes I
Please.
have an attendee brain. So, are we going to list all of these great dinner programs like on our agenda, or how do they register? Only if they're an attendee will they get the email on this? Like, how are they going to know? Because the restaurants in the Cape are amazing.
Great question. So yes, once these programs are confirmed, they'll be listed on the agenda. There'll be
Okay,
a registration link that will be available to all registered attendees. So all you'll have to
perfect.
do is go in, enter your name and information into the registration form. You'll get a confirmation email that you are all set and good to go. So
Okay,
that's how that will work. And because they're limited registration available, we'll exclusively make it available to just conference attendees to start. And if we do get to a point where we're able to add folks outside of the conference, we'd love to do that and open it up to our Massachusetts folks. But
you won't have room
starting
for
it will
that.
be
We're all going to eat. I'm just saying.
all going to eat for sure. One other company or a few other companies I want to shout out that will be with us is Pfizer will be on site to be doing a
Yes,
vaccine update at this
vaccines.
event. And so they'll be talking the latest and greatest with everything going on in that regard. And we'll also have Bayer and their women's health team with us. There's going to be an opportunity to do hands-on IUD training and insertion. And so that is also a limited registration event that will take place at the end of a day. It won't be overlapping with any content that NPACE is presenting. It won't be overlapping with any of the
Mhm.
dinner programs that we just discussed. And there's an opportunity for, I think, up to 50 folks to be able to. And they bring in the trainers, they bring in the physical models for you to train on, and you leave that program with a certificate to go back to your clinical practice and have a new skill that you're able to implement at your practice. So really excited for Bayer to be with us. You mentioned everything about the Cape. There's honestly nothing better than Cape Cod in the summer.
Mhm.
You mentioned Woods Hole, but in getting over to the Vineyard, Hyannis is also very close if you're looking to get over
Mhm.
to Nantucket. Um, Opportunities to get to the islands, and you can fly into the Boston airport, or I would
Thank you.
also recommend the Providence airport as an option
Mm,
as well. Both are
okay.
about equidistant, and as Terri mentioned, you have those Delta and United flight discounts that are available to fly into either of those airports.
Yeah, and I would just rent a car because you want to drive it. Like maybe one day you want to drive all the way to P-Town, which is so cool also. So I would just rent a car because you're looking at about 2 hours from one of the closest airports, you think? And people, we always get that question. And you can Uber once you get there and arrange your car service to get you there, but you might as well just rent a car.
That would be the way to do it. And then that gives you the ultimate flexibility. And parking, I believe, is included for NPACE attendees at this location. So should be all set and good to go if you do rent a car. And as we mentioned, you walk right out onto the beach, and you have your toes literally in the sand,
Mhm.
ready to go. You will see me swimming. You will see me out there leading the charge at the end of the day, getting out there and enjoying it. And there's nothing better than a sunset at the Seacrest. It really does set right over the beach. And hopefully we have some beautiful weather that week. So really looking forward to Cape Cod, one of the best events that we do each and every year. We love the staff at the Seacrest. They take great care of us, and it's going to
Mhm.
be a fantastic event.
So can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What's your favorite restaurant to go to when we go to Cape Cod?
It's really hard to narrow it down to one. So I'm gonna give two, and I think you'll agree with me on at least one of them, and that's Anejo in downtown Falmouth, one of the
Oh,
best Mexican restaurants there
oh,
is.
yes.
Fantastic margaritas, fantastic Mexican
Oh, the
food, all different sorts
tacos.
of things there. I think that the nice part is that you can put yourself on the wait list and then you're right in downtown Falmouth. And if you do have a wait, you can bounce around to all the little shops and different things that they have going on downtown. My other recommendation would be what's called the Lobster Trap, and that's about a 15-minute drive. It's closer to the Bourne Bridge when you come over the Cape, but some of the best lobster rolls that you can get on Cape Cod, and just a fantastic spot to go as well. I'll give one other one. If you're a fan of mudslides, there's a place called the Chart Room as well. That's at Kingsman Yacht Center.
Oh, I've
That's in
never been there.
Katomet, and
Oh.
just have one because that's enough.
Okay, a mudslide. I got to do that. There is a French bakery slash bistro on the main street in Falmouth too. Oh my gosh. The bread is so good there. I could just go there every day and eat bread. I really love French bistros. There's another Italian restaurant on the main street. I can't remember the name, but I had one of my best meals there too. The food just can't be beat. Really can't.
No, and that's the best part is you can pretty much park your car in downtown Falmouth and every night just be able to get into a restaurant. There's another place called Estia that's a fantastic Greek restaurant. You have Bucatinos that we've been to before, so the list goes on and on and on in terms of all
Yep.
the fantastic eats in Cape Cod. We really look forward to that event. As Terry mentioned, primary care, acute care,
Mhm.
pharmacology, all going on, several different options that you have from a registration
Super pass.
standpoint. Super pass. And if you do get that super pass, as Terry said, it allows you to ride all the rides. So you can bounce, if you want to
Yeah.
be in the primary care room for one session, go to acute care for the next two, and then go back to primary care. That's what that allows you to do.
Mhm. I really love that. One thing you mentioned, the great exhibit hall. I will say, if you want to see the exhibit hall here, because we're running acute care and primary care together, this isn't a giant hotel. We don't have room for that. So you're gonna have to be there on 4 days to get it all in. So come and do
Absolutely.
check out the exhibit hall. We have some great exhibitors. And is our jewelry person coming to Cape Cod?
Believe so. We have all the things at the exhibit hall. We have the
I like making
fantastic
sure.
Emily Eddins who's coordinating everything for us,
Oh, she's so
uh,
great.
and getting us even more exhibitors at all of our events. So we're really
Yep.
excited for everything going on in Cape Cod.
And you know what I forgot to tell people is that we have a social hour too, besides feeding. So we will at some point have a social hour where you can mingle and connect with other APPs from across the country. And we will probably have hors d'oeuvres and drinks, and it'll be great. So we'll do that in Delray. We do that at all our events. So the live
Absolutely.
ones, the virtual, I'm so sorry you can't have that.
Hard hard to do it virtually, but we do love the opportunity at the in-person events to get everybody together at the end of the day, and always a great time to just unwind and connect with everybody that's there. We float around the room and engage in conversation with folks, and know that we also foster the opportunities to do that. We don't have classroom style seating; we have roundtable seating at NPACE events, and that allows you to get to know folks and gives you will walk away from an NPACE event with with some new friends. That's for sure. Um, let's keep the train moving along here, Terry. I think
Okay.
we've talked about our two fantastic beach locations that we're going to this year, but we have a little bit of a break in the summer, which is great, which is
Hmm.
going to allow us to get ready for, believe it or not, 2027. But then we round out 2026 with two fantastic events. So let's get started with the one that's happening in September. This is a
Yeah.
2-day virtual conference that's going to be focused on all things pediatric and adolescent health. Really, really
Mhm.
excited to dive into that topic. Terry, let's talk about some of the folks that will be with us, the different things that we'll be talking about, and what folks can look
Sure.
forward to at this
I
virtual event.
mean, it's going to be great. Welcome to the jungle, baby. That's the theme, because if any of you have ever worked in Pete's, you know it's a jungle out there. So that's our theme for this one. We didn't talk about our themes for Cape Cod about unstoppable APPs, and in Delray, we get a pirate theme. But for the Pete's conference, it's the jungle. Um, any of you who work in family practice or urgent care, of course, in pediatrics, but you've got to know Pete's. You just do. And so this is going to be a great update on things coming in. We're going to talk about pediatric immunization updates. We actually have a session on autism, which is a really complex diagnosis that we just don't get enough exposure to in APP graduate education. One on rashes, because children always have rashes. So there's an update on that. Depression and anxiety in pediatrics and substance use. That's going to be fantastic. We're going to talk about ADHD, eating disorders. It's going to be a really great virtual conference, but you have some special partners who are really going to support us in this 2-day event.
Absolutely. Let me make sure that I don't speak out of turn here, but I do know that Exact Sciences will be with us. So there
Good.
will be a few primary care things that will be going on
Sure.
as well. Exact Sciences just came out with their new Cologuard Plus test. And so screening for
Yes.
colon cancer, and I hate to say this, but unfortunately, it feels like the age in which you seem to be getting screened continues to go down and
Uh,
down. And,
mhm.
that will be something that we'll be talking about at this event. And I'm pulling up our schedule here in real time. This is a real live podcast that we're doing here.
We do
Obviously,
that with
it's
updates.
not live, but you have the spinning wheel of death. All right, let's see. We're gonna have AstraZeneca and their respiratory team with us, and respiratory
Oh, they're
disease
so great.
in
Yep.
adolescence is also something that is very important. They're going to be talking about all of the inhaled corticosteroids that they have,
Yeah.
and opportunities for that. But what we'll make sure that they do is really talk about pediatric use and some of the changes that might come along with that. We'll have Estellas with us to do some women's health. And then also, we're hoping to work with the Mankind Corporation, and we'll be doing a pediatric endocrinology program with them. So, really excited to have them working with us. The Psoriasis Foundation will be with us
Oh,
as well.
good.
So, they'll be
Yep.
talking about pediatric dermatology and things to be on the lookout for when it comes to all things rashes and skin disease going on as well. So, some fantastic partners joining us for this event.
Yeah. I really appreciate both those partners. As a practicing clinician, diabetes in children and adolescents, type 1, of course, is predominant, but we're seeing more type 2. And so I really appreciate these partners wanting to support us. I think it's a difficult topic, and it doesn't matter whether you work in endocrinology or not. When these kids get sick or there's an adjustment or at diagnosis, everyone's going to see them no matter what environment you work in, especially ER, urgent care, family practice. The other thing is that psoriasis for adolescents and kids can be such a devastating psychosocial diagnosis, that I love that our partners are coming and supporting us on this. So I really think this will help the toolkits of any clinicians. And I love that it's virtual. So join us. We record these also. You have access for 90 days post event to anything that happens during these events. So it's going to be a great, we haven't done just a peds focused in a while, and this really gives the ability for everybody to show up because it's virtual.
Absolutely. So this is taking place Wednesday and Thursday, September 23rd and 24th. Information on everything going on for this event, just go to npace.org. That is the best place to be able to find all things
Mhm.
NPACE. And then you can go to our live events page and then click into the event, has your agenda, has your speakers, if we're going to be in person, the things to do in the local area, if it's going to be virtual, some of the other things that we have going on at the event in terms of speakers and opportunities to connect. So really excited for this Welcome to the Jungle theme that we have for the pediatric virtual conference. And then say it. It's almost it might be the crown jewel event of the year. We may be saving the best for last. This has been tossed around and discussed at
Oh,
NPACE for many, many years, and we finally
the
made it
dream
happen.
come true.
Yes, Terry and our fantastic event manager, Catherine, were able to go out to this area about a year ago and do some site visits, and we locked in on a fantastic location at the Silverado Resort in Napa, California. Terry, how excited are you for this one?
I am so excited that we are going to Napa. No one else is going to Napa, but we are. Yes, this is real. You are not dreaming. And we are focusing on women's health and mental health with some of my favorite APP teachers. Like our lineup here for speaking is top notch. So, one, I've been to Sonoma County and hiked and done the things there, but I've never been to Napa and I've always wanted to. So it's on the list. We will be on the lookout. We will be working with some local tour agencies to make sure that the day before and the day after the conference that you can get connected. But come and enjoy the area. This resort is beautiful. It spans quite a space. And so it's not like a regular hotel. You almost have like condos that you stay in when you rent there, which is really cool. It has bikes you can rent. It has tennis courts. It has pickleball courts. It has a spa. It has a restaurant. It's just, the Silverado is just beautiful. So I'm really grateful that we can be there and hold this event there and really kind of, no pun intended, fill other clinicians' cups. So we have CME category 1. We are applying for all events and CE and pharmacology. So PAs and NPs, this is for you, but I'll invite our physician friends to any of these conferences because they really are phenomenal. So we're there November, right after harvest season, November 2nd to the 4th. It's a Monday through Wednesday. So extend and come for a long weekend to begin, or just take the whole week off and then stay and check out the area. This is a little like Cape Cod. It's a little different to get into. So there are 3 close airports and your discounts work at all of them with Delta or with United. San Francisco, of course, you can get into Oakland, Sacramento, and the Sonoma County Airport, but that's a little harder to get into. You're going to have a connector, probably. So this is another place I would encourage you to rent a car, but if you're going to go visit the wineries, you want a designated driver, you want to do one of our tours. I mean, I can talk about education too. Our keynote here is one of my favorite humans in the whole world, Dr. Mimi Secor, fantastic women's health provider. And then she'll also be teaming up with Allison Marshall, Dr. Allison Marshall from the Northeast, who is one of the best women's health educators to cover topics there. And then we're going to slide into mental health. Debbie Granick, you know, she was with us a few years ago in Savannah and was one of the most engaging speakers I have ever heard. She's going to walk us through some mental health, postpartum depression, and then Dr. Josh Hamilton, who is phenomenal, is going to talk about resistant depression. You know, the patients I'm talking about, clinicians who are listening. It's those patients who this dose doesn't work, or they have side effects, or you continue to change medications and they're not improving. And so he'll be there to talk about that. And then also a really special guest who's in the California area. He is a huge nursing advocate and a veterans advocate, and he's going to come and talk about veterans health, mental health, and PTSD, and that's Dr. Ali Taib. He may not be covering all those things, but we definitely want to address veterans health at this conference. And if you don't know Dr. Taib, you're missing out. So I encourage everyone to come. This is going to be a fantastic event,
Yeah, I
definitely.
can't
And
can't go
you've
ahead,
got
Terry.
special partners. No, I'm sorry I interrupted you, but special
No, we
partners that I'm excited about here.
Yes, we do have a very special partner that will be joining us here, and that's the DEA, and we're really excited for them. They're going to have representatives on site with us, so they'll have an exhibit booth with more information, but the DEA will also be doing what we call a learning lab. So that's a shorter program for about 15 to 20 minutes where they're going to come in. And I believe that this is going to be a Q&A, Terry. So all of our
Oh,
audience
nice.
members are going to be able to ask all different sorts of questions to them in terms of everything involved with the DEA, medication management, some of the things that they're looking for. We know that prescribing and making sure that you're doing those things correctly is obviously something that we want clinicians to be doing. And they're fantastic, and their team is really an open book and wants to make sure that they're supporting the clinicians and providers and making sure as well. So they'll be presenting a few programs, and then we also have
You cut out
Emily.
for a second, Josh.
Oh no,
We missed
I
that was
was.
probably the most important sentence of the entire podcast, too.
I don't know about that. I was saying our fantastic partners at MLI will be with us
Oh,
once again.
MLI. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
important.
Yes, we have our fantastic partners at the Primary Care Education Consortium. They'll be doing a program on heart failure and chronic kidney disease. So
Oh,
a little
good.
bit
That's a good one.
different topic than what we'll be presenting, but they'll be with us as well. The Bayer team will be with us for women's health as well as Estella. So all things menopause that they have going on and contraception. So really excited to have them there with us as well. Both will be doing product theater programs with us. And the AstraZeneca, their respiratory team, and their cardiac
So
team
good.
will be with us at
Oh,
this
good.
event. And so, really excited to have them there. Since this event is still a little bit ways out, we're still waiting on a few other folks to potentially joining us here. But I do want to also mention a dermatology product that will be available at all events, and that's Calmoseptine. And so they're sponsoring our registration bags,
Nice.
and they're going to have samples and information in there. And as Terry knows, that's one of the
I love it.
one of the tried and true products
Mhm.
in all of OTC medications.
Yep, I love it. I'm glad they're going to join us. A big shout out to them and thank you for supporting this. One of our other big partners is Haleon. Are they joining us anywhere this year? I know they support this podcast, and I have my Voltaren cream in my medicine cabinet. But what are
Yeah,
they? Are they
so
coming anywhere?
So it's funny you say that. We're meeting with Haleon right after this recording to talk about another
Oh,
podcast recording with Haleon. So there will be a few new episodes with Haleon that will be coming out. I do believe that they'll be joining us at that event in Cape Cod as well. So if
good.
folks don't know, Haleon is one of the biggest consumer healthcare companies in the world. They make Advil, as Terry just mentioned, Voltaren, Tums, several different dental products. Sensodyne toothpaste is one of
Mhm.
them. And so they just have a fantastic team that joins us, and they're a presenting sponsor of the Friends of NPACE podcast. This is their
Yay.
second year of being the presenting
So
sponsor. You
grateful.
you hear me on their ad read at the beginning of every episode that you tune into. And yeah, we could not be more thankful and grateful to be working with Haleon. The impact that they have is tremendously appreciated, and we thank them for their support.
Yeah, as a clinician, let me just say something about all the great pharma that supports us. I, one, in over-the-counter products, I try to send my patients to those first for cost savings. I know that pharmaceuticals are getting more expensive for prescription. It's not always covered. And so I find when we bring these people and partner with them like Haleon, that it really just helps me and my understanding and opening doors. And so I'm super grateful to them because over-the-counter products are really important. But like you talked about Astellas and the steroid inhaler game, I'm finding that it's more difficult to find coverage for inhalers. And so bringing someone like that or Exact Sciences who has new testing that saves my patient a colonoscopy fee or a trip in, or we don't have enough, like everyone we work with, we do so very mindfully because clinicians need this information and it really does improve our patient outcomes. So a big shout out to all of our partners who join us for all of this and our educational partners like MLI. We couldn't do some of the education we do. They bring us unique topics and unique speakers. And so, oftentimes they do the certificating and people have to go outside the MPACE realm for those brief programs, but they are so fantastic and important. And they're just things that we couldn't deliver that I really appreciate them partnering with us to reach our audience. So a big shout out to all of them and your work on this,
Absolutely.
Josh.
Yes, absolutely. Our partners do help make our events possible in so many different ways, and we thank them for that. Terry, I think that's a fantastic segue to talk about our last event that's going on
Oh,
in
yeah,
2026,
the
and
last
uh,
one.
That is our 1 day webinar that's going to be taking place December 9th. That's a Wednesday. And that day just features all different programming from NPACE partners. So our educational partners, as well as several of our pharmaceutical partners, will be with us. I do some of the folks that we've mentioned, but one that I do want to shout out is Novo Nordisk. They'll be with us. So much has changed in GLP-1 therapy,
Mhm.
and they'll be talking about their big three products in that space, and how to be able to prescribe them depending on the patient that you're working with. So, and any updates that obviously come between now and then, they'll be speaking on those.
Yes, because we have oral Wegovy now, people. You want to hear Novo because they have a direct pharmacy. The cost is much less, I'm finding for my patients. So I'm just saying, come hear the Novo people. We're glad they're coming.
Absolutely. We're still filling in a few of the remaining slots that we have at that event. So stay tuned to our website for updates to all of our schedules, the timing of events, so that you can make sure that your travel is booked accordingly if you're going to be with us in person. Terry, I got to ask you a question. We just put it up on the website today. I don't know if we want to mention an event that's going to be taking place not in 2026, but the following year, and start
Oh,
to
a
tease something that's very
teaser.
exciting and a new event for NPACE that folks might be wanting to circle
Yeah.
their calendar and make sure that they have dates available for.
Yeah. August 2027. So you should come to a conference. This is not a CE event. Josh, I'm so excited about this because no one else is doing it. Do you want to say what we're doing? I can't believe we're
Yeah,
talking about this. Oh.
I know it's something that we dreamed about and
Mhm.
started, we get to go to so many different events in healthcare, but certainly outside of healthcare as well. And some of the ones that we've seen that have been most successful is when we're able to bring sort of all the industry companies that are relative to a
Mhm.
certain area under one roof. And that's what we're trying to do. So what's going to be happening is what we're calling the APP Connect Expo, and that's going to be taking place in Chicago. This is August 17th through the 19th. It's 2027. And the reason we're saying this is so that folks can really start to think about those dates and hopefully have them available to be able to join
Mhm.
us. It's going to be at the Intercontinental Hotel in Chicago, right downtown on the Miracle Mile. And it's going to be, which is just a fantastic location. You walk up and you have the
Mhm.
river walk and you have everything downtown right there for you. But more importantly, what we're doing is bringing in all different things across advanced practice under one roof. So the pharmaceutical companies, the different technology companies, the medical device companies, research, the list can go on and on and on. Colleges and
Universities,
universities,
lab,
exactly.
employers. It's going to be
So
big. I don't know how to explain this to people because no one else is doing this. Like the only way you have access to a huge exhibit hall is if you pay for the conference. That's not what we're doing here. Josh, you had a really good analogy for it.
yeah, I think it's like a bridal expo or a boating expo, and you go and
Mhm.
I'll use the bridal expo one, but as a bride and having not recently married, our producer Ryan is listening intently right now as his wedding's coming up. I
Aw.
know that, but I know that when you go to one of those expos, and you're a bride and you're looking for, okay, who are my venues, who are my caterers, who are my
Mhm.
photographers, who are my florists, so on and so forth. And that's really the same mentality that we're having with this event, as we
Yes.
just mentioned. Who are the device folks? Who are the pharmaceutical companies? Who are the new AI and charting companies that are out
Mhm.
there? There is no limitation when it comes to who we're going to be working with at this event. There's going to be several booths that are available. We're going to have product demonstrations. We're going to have live
Mhm.
opportunities to connect with different representatives from each of these companies. So the fact is, we want to get the word out there that this is something new that's
Yes.
happening. And then as time goes along, and really when we launch our 2027 events, which typically takes place in the September
August, September.
timeframe
Mhm.
of each year, there will be much more information that will become available. But it's up on our website. It's coming sooner than we think, and we're
Mhm.
really excited for it. MPACE has really done continuing education events for 45 years. We're leaning on our experience in terms of how we conduct
Mhm.
events and the success that we've had, and trying something a little bit new in this regard. So it's very, very exciting.
Yes.
If there's anybody listening to this podcast and is interested in learning more about what we've just talked about with this APP Connect Expo, please, please, please reach out. We do have some more information that we're happy to send that we do have available at this time, and answer any questions and start to get folks involved. And incredibly exciting. registering for that event. There will be a traditional NPACE events happening in conjunction with this, so our folks will be able to join us on both sides as well. So,
Yeah, I
um,
mean, you can buy a ticket and come get education, but that's coming. I think the really important thing to emphasize to anyone who's listening to this podcast is our shift is not just education, it's information. That's why we do this podcast. And we believe at NPACE so firmly in advanced practice providers across the United States that getting anything and everything, all information into their hands so they can be successful or start their own practice or get another certification or become a faculty member or know which labs have cash pay that they can get their patients to, like that's really what this is a one-stop shop of all the things every APP would need. Old-fashioned textbooks or apps. I like a textbook still, especially for derm. I looked that up, but I need to know what's out there. Which pharma companies have patient assistance programs? How do I find them? And you can't find that all in one place. Chicago in late August is beautiful. It is not exceedingly hot. The lake is gorgeous. There are plenty of places to eat here as well. I love the hotel, and I just really, the tickets are not going to be way expensive. You want to just come for one day and check out the expo hall and learn things. It will run it for 2 days, but this you're not going to pay a lot for this. It's going to be well worth your time and money to come and visit us for this event.
Absolutely. I do want to end there, Terry. I think one thing that NPACE is and a little bit different from some other companies in this industry is we're a nonprofit organization. And so
Mhm.
we do understand that there's financial elements to being able to attend our conferences, and there's no way around this. Costs have risen to be able to conduct events, and we do our best to keep our costs as low as possible, which is why this APP Expo is going to be at a pretty reasonable get-in price. But as Terry mentioned, it's not about the financials with NPACE. It's about providing the information and resources to advanced practice providers. That's our mission. That's what we try and do each and every day through all of our education and opportunities that we have available. So extremely excited for this event. Our team is working hard behind the scenes to make sure everything that we have going on in 2026 and what we're preparing for in 2027 is going to be fantastic. Terry, any parting words or final things that you want to touch on today?
No, I just love everywhere we're going. NPACE is fantastic. I'm so grateful for this organization. You don't have to pay a membership fee. There's no firewall. There's no access for us. We're not going to hound you. But get together, join us, fill your cup back. I'm really grateful for this team, and we're going some cool places.
So it's going to be a fantastic couple of years here coming up for NPACE. Fantastic slate of 2026 events.
Mhm.
As our final reminder here as we close out the podcast, npace.org is the place to go for everything you need. We have our learning center that also has several on-demand courses and content available. We just put out all of our brand new 2026 content, and
Yep.
so that's available. If for some reason you're not able to join us, be sure to check out learn.npace.org. If you're not subscribed to the podcast, please do that. It helps us tremendously. And lastly, if you're not following us on social media, that's the place to sort of see all the different updates that we have going on and more information. We have some new video content that will be coming soon. So we're really excited to feature some of that. And from time to time, we do run some sales and different things that are going on, and social media is the first place that you'll see those. So stay tuned and just put NPACE into that search bar, and you'll be able to find all of our accounts. So that's going to wrap things up here on this episode of the Friends of NPACE podcast. We appreciate our learners, we appreciate our sponsors, and we appreciate you, the clinicians and advanced practice providers that are doing everything they do each and every day in healthcare. Terry, always a pleasure to do a podcast episode with you, and we will see everybody out there across the year. Some hearts to end the day. Valentine's Day coming up soon, so a great way to end there. Ryan, our producer behind the scenes, thank you for producing. And that will do it. We'll see you next time on the Friends of
Bye,
NPACE
everybody.
podcast.